I am back with the legendary memer SladeX on Warhammer 2, and I just want to apologize up front for the lighting on this map. It's going to be really hard to see the Greenskins themselves, even though they are on a red map, but the banners should stand out just fine. Anyway, we're here with SladeX. He's going up against the Greenskins. He's got Skarsnik, huge fan in this matchup. Skarsnik's got anti-large AP, poison, some great utility abilities, backed up by some Orc Air Boys. They're essentially crossbows, good AP values. Shoot those big lizard monsters. We got some orc boys to back them up, a couple of biggins, some boar boys, boar boy biggins as well. So nice mixed Greenskins army, nicely well balanced. Couple of light cavalry, spider riders attacking the flanks. Over here we've got some chameleons and a salamander hunting pack, along with the Umbral Tide Regiment Renowned stalking over there. Some feral cold ones up through the center, plenty of skinks, a couple of rogue saurus, more chameleons, two more chameleons as well. We've also got a skink jab here, and the cohort of Sotek, Lord Mazdamundi on his chair, leading the way with a skink chief to back him up. Let's take a look here. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep the banners up because the color palette on this map is a little bit unfortunate. It's going to be hard to see what's going on otherwise, but a nice charge here by Slade. I actually haven't watched this replay at all yet, but according to him, it is a pretty good replay, so we're going to check it out to see what's going on here. These Saurus Warriors do quite a bit of damage, get a nice engagement on those 8-peak loons, then get lit up by the archer fire and the orc archers. The rusty arrows also mixed in here, doing a great job just saturating fire. We see the loons get unleashed there, better late than never. They, yeah, gonna carve through, do quite a bit of damage, coming through to the second line, getting on those skink cohorts over here. The salamanders and the clever girls, arrow cold ones, are going to be pushing the spider riders away. Slade not wanting to take a bad engagement, or at the very least buy some time, maneuvers his forces back as Mazdamundi unleashes some banishment in the backline. Not going to do too much damage, thankfully, just mostly goes off into space there. Skarsnik in the center doing a ton of damage, and focus fire on Mazdamundi very, very real at this point. Although the Saurus are starting to break through into the second line here, Mazdamundi gets enraged by the fermented fungi, also debuffs his melee defense, and only 18. Skarsnik with 72 attack, with Gua currently active. Unfortunately, doesn't have great leadership, though, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful of that. Looks like he's going to get netted by Mazdamundi, and only 50 armor on Skarsnik also. He does have a decent amount of HP, but the chameleons moving into melee, this is a little bit of a mistake in my opinion. You could just, especially when he's netted, just stay back and shoot him. But the Greenskins line is pressing forward. These, the Orc Air Boys, just regular Orc Air Boys, will be pretty decent in melee. They'll definitely be able to fight off skinks without too much issue. They'll take some damage in the process, I should say, but the Orc Cav come through. They tangle up the feral cold ones. They're going to get a hold of these salamanders as well. We'll get a little bit of a cinematic cam. The explosion of the Umbral Tide, at least, and there's a little bit of color of the skinks there as well as they get charged down by some orc boys, the biggins even. This rock kind of anchoring a lot of the Lizardmen formation, forcing the orcs to take the long way up and around, but they are doing so and collapsing on the other side. Horde of Sotek going to try and make their way up, get a nice rear charge on these biggins. That'll be some quality damage right there. 23 charge bonus, them up to 50 weapon damage on the charge, and burst is pretty significant. I do have to say I miss the sort of burst damage indicator of Warhammer 3 on the UI. One of the many UI improvements that Warhammer 3 makes, the sort of indicator to show you how much damage has been taken within a short period of time recently. Just sort of helps you calculate and truly appreciate real burst damage. Right now, though, Mazdamundi trying to prevent burst damage with that Shield of the Old Ones, a little bit of leadership there as well. Saurus continuing to press through into the back line, and the skink cohort also holding out surprisingly long time against those biggins up on the high ground, but things are looking a little bit rough for Lizardmen. As long as Mazdamundi stays alive, though, they have a chance of winning. He's currently surrounded by the boar biggins. The archers also just pouring in fire here. This full line of DAKKA, almost completely operational, has taken some losses. Certainly, we're going to see a ruination of cities come through and deal even more damage, especially the rusty airs there, but certainly more than enough bows online to do serious damage. Mazdamundi, now covered head to toe in blood, is going to be trying to maneuver away from that nasty big DAKKA line because the arrows just pouring up through the air. Chameleons also stabilizing, though, and this is even though the Greenskins are far ahead on the balance power, it's potentially dangerous, right? Having Mazdamundi stabilized with the chameleons, especially with like the salamanders. The Greenskins start to run out of mobile units, which it looks like they're basically out of cavalry at this point, except for the mangy marauders. A few scattered boar boys there, but these spider riders are not likely to hang on for too much longer. It does mean that the salamanders might potentially be able to just kite and shoot for a while alongside the chameleons and potentially even this out a bit, but we'll see. Balance power-wise and in terms of battlefield presence, in terms of numbers, Slade definitely ahead, more than twice the numbers of the Lizardmen at this point. Let's see. Skarsnik goes down. That's going to be a big issue. He does pop the fungus onto the Umbral Tide in order to get them enraged, so they won't continue firing and potentially light him up. Mangy Marauders also coming through using their armor-piercing bows to try and finish off the Umbral Tide. They actually have a charge order. Pretty bold. I mean, it makes sense, though. They do have a charge bonus of 10, so, I mean, it's there, technically, and because the Umbral Tide have a low enough melee defense, they should take some damage, and more than anything, just support Skarsnik so that his leadership doesn't give out, right? He doesn't want to be lonely. Definitely wants some supporting units there. Does look like they're able to rout the Umbral Tide. Meanwhile, Mazdamundi still just trying to get away from the bows, as this one unit of Biggins, oof, this is going to be a big problem for Lizardmen to deal with. They literally don't have anything left, and the Mangy Marauders were used to great effect here, sort of as a last gasp of mobility to prevent Slade from getting fully kited, and it looks like he managed to fend off the comeback attempt. Lizardmen still fighting for the time being, but we'll see. Certainly we'll see. And now the air boys firing. Chameleons aren't going to be the most efficient target, but you got to shoot at them at some point, right? I might actually try and finish these Saurus first, but the missile resistance of chameleon skinks is pretty real. Man, chameleons, I have to say, in domination, like, I've been doing a little bit of theory crafting recently, just talking to some people about the old world factions in domination, and definitely for Lizardmen, chameleons, and stalkers, in order to just, like, continue to harass and especially, like, ninja grab a side objective, probably will be pretty strong. The fact that you also have a number of, like, RORs with Vanguard, too, will be interesting. We'll see. I mean, like, Gelblum's Terror, the Carnosaur. I don't know, Carnosaurs aren't that great right now in Warhammer 2. Obviously, the balance will be different in Warhammer 3, but, like, you know, you've got the Pox cohort as well, the ROR Cold One Riders, right? And anyway, Stalkers especially, to be able to, like, shock a light unit off a point if they're just defending with, like, some Nurglings or, you know, some peasants or whatever, light infantry, you can potentially sneak points off of them. Be interesting. Definitely. I could see, like, opening Saurus with tons of Vanguard Skink support. Could be quite strong. You get the Saurus, maybe some Temple Guard onto an objective to hold and, you know, get that initial secure, help fight off whatever enemies come in, and then you kind of support with all those Vanguard skirmish troops. I don't know. I'll have to see. Obviously, can't play it at this point, but definitely we'll look forward to it. Maybe we'll see it in the Summer Championship final. Of course, I've already made my announcement about that, but Biggins are going to get a charge in here, try and finish off these chameleons. Chameleons are completely out of ammo, but a rear charge from Mazdamundi will send them routing. Mazdamundi's going to try and hang on for the win here. I don't know in terms of Winds of Magic. Might be able to continue to heal himself if he does have some for Apotheosis. Not that he has much healing cap space left, but if he's able to sustain through what's left of the ammunition here, of these two air boys, 3 air boys, I guess, and a tiny bit from the rusty airs as well, might be able to hold on. The anti-large of this unit of boar boys is going to be an issue. Skarsnik probably won't be much of a factor just because his HP is so low. It's probably going to rout almost instantly on contact. But let's see here. Ooh, yeah, some nice volleys. There's still all 68 orc air boys in that unit, so Mazdamundi pops the Apotheosis in response. It's just, you know, what runs out first, the ammunition of the orcs or the healing cap space of Mazdamundi, and I guess Winds of Magic as well, but probably he still has enough. Mazdamundi is quite the mana battery after all. Chameleon's gonna get into combat here. Shield of the Old Ones gets popped. A little bit of damage resistance, help him just fight that much longer in combat. Also, of course, shrug off some more of the bow fire, but the boars are maneuvering. Boars and bows be the bane of the lizards, and it looks like, yep, army losses triggers. That'll be victory for Slade. So a great one. Big thanks to him for posting that in the tournament Discord. Definitely fun, and I've been enjoying. He's been posting, you know, screenshots and replays of some hilarious Warhammer 2 memory. So definitely be sure to tune in for more, subscribe and like and all that if you want to see more of some fun Blade X Warhammer 2 builds. But anyway, for today, this is a, I wouldn't say completely traditional, but fairly traditional Greenskins build in this matchup. Most things perform pretty well. A lot of it comes down to the AP DAKKA of the Air Boys. Of course, Armor Sundering of Rusty Airs just helps that even more. And then the Boar Boys also, 105 kills, 1,300 on a basic Boar Boy is fantastic. I mean, more than doubling their damage value. And the Boar Boys also, Boar Boy Biggins, I should say, paying for themselves. Nice to see there. Mazdamundi almost able to sustain through for the win, but it's not quite enough. Sora's trading costs effectively. Same thing with the Skinks here, the Court of Sotek. But yeah, the Feral Cold Ones kind of flank overload with the Salamander hunting pack just kind of got hard countered by the boars there, and only the one hunting pack with stock was able to survive. So I almost wonder, it is boring, but you might just take more chameleons in its place, or alternately go in the air. Maybe take some Fire Leech Bolas or the regular Pterodons to apply that range pressure from a safe position. Greenskins, of course, lacking any flying units. They will only be able to shoot you with Boar Boys or whatever. But anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.